Let me know, do you remember this video? But if you YouTube search LRB easiest aquascape, up will pop up this video where I pulled and created this aquascape from the wild that was in my yard and planted this aquarium. And in this video, I'm going to update you on that aquarium, what it's done, as well as the outdoor garden. This video really is as natural as it gets. Alright, you can see the weeds and the plants have been growing in these. The one with no water change, very little tiny starters. They're growing. But this one with the water change really is blown up and already had so many plants in it. We'll really look at this tomorrow when the sun comes out. But for now, I'm going to do a quick water change in here. I'm actually doing that water change now because the sun's not out. So if I add reoxygenation in there, there's a lot of hydrogen molecules in there. It can really feed green water. And I don't really want green water in this. Even though it might be able to absorb all that oxygenation, it's better to do it when it's dimmer out here. And that one piece of grass that I did not think would make it is growing, it's going. And it looks like it's got some friends in there. Through here, and all the way over there. The Aereo, thick kind of stem-like plant. Does look like it's struggling a bit with the hair algae sticking to it. There's a lot of Daphne in there. Probably add some fish here soon. Grass is really grown out really well. The red came back on those one plants. I'm really digging it. Go ahead and get the water running, that way it can skim it off the top. All right, here we are next day in the sun. Go ahead and clean up around it, wash it off a little bit, and we'll take a little look at it. And we'll probably go ahead and get in the aquarium garden over there too. Fire ants are on it already. They do not mess around. Now some people may be like, why don't you just get rid of the fire ants? But to me, I think they really add to the whole nature thing of it. You know, it's all kind of symbiotic. So now I got an ant farm and a natural tank. But they're definitely not gonna be happy about the rain I'm about to create. We gotta get the front cleaned off, make it all nice. They'll rebuild. Give them something to do. Besides try to bite me. And you know, that's not the first time they ever dealt with rain, but oh my God, look at this tank. So this is close to almost a month old. It is looking good. Look how much of that red came back. The hydrocotyle there in the middle, the grass on the side. That one piece of grass that I swear was gonna die, which looks like there's more of it, like it's running. I don't know if it's trying to run away and run out of it, and it's only got so much time, but we'll see. I'm surprised it's still alive though. It's reached the top over everything else. But the red on that plant in the middle, and the colors and the contrast, absolutely beautiful. In that grass. Beautiful. Not bad, pretty easy tank. And if you want to see how I built this tank, it was like an instant tank. It was super easy, cost me nothing. Here's the video. Check out the channel. There's all kinds of stuff like this on there. It's not my first wild aquarium either. I've got another playlist, a couple other videos of these that I've done years ago when I was in the Virgin Islands. But yeah, that thicker grass type plant, definitely battling hair algae on that. Usually a sign that it's not doing too well. The A healthy plant doesn't really grow algae on it. Unless the algae is just too crazy. There's nothing you can do. And as far as the 10-gallon, where I just added a few clippings, lightly planted it, you can see I got more algae on the substrate because, well, there's not as many plants to help take care of all the sun that this tank, or that these tanks get. But having this one with more plants, it's a lot easier to balance all that buildup. So I am getting new growth out of these plants. They're looking healthy because the algae is not growing on them. Lots of Daphne in there too. Same with the hydrocotyle there. And this grass plant seems to still be doing all right in here and not battling algae on its leaves. It's new leaves. I don't know. One looks red, one looks green. So weird. But that one's doing good. But it's also pointing out of the water. One back in the corner there, you can see it's got the algae on it. It does not make it out of the water. So I think that makes a big difference. I think the fact that this grass that I thought would die hasn't, because it can still breathe out of the water. But we'll see how it grows and goes. Just stay tuned. Another cool part about this is if you look, there's kind of like a dip. So there's actually a valley in here that it goes between. I wish I would have left it bigger, but I love that contrast. But you can hardly tell because the plants are just so thick. And you see there's a bunch of Daphnia in there as well. And I think I'm gonna throw some fish in here, or some shrimp. Actually, I'm gonna leave this as just an aquascape. I'm not gonna put any fish in it or shrimp because I don't want them to climb out of the top. I wanna be able to overfill it, clean it up, do water changes easy on it. Just put the hose on it, let it run. And yeah, we'll see what we see. But it's definitely much alive with things in here. Because, you know, I would be wanting to put rice fish in here, and the rice fish would float right out because the weather's just not warm enough yet for really much else. There's a few things I could put in here, but... And I really don't want to take the water out of it because I'm trying to study this plant. I'm trying to study that plant in the corner with how it does underneath water compared to poking out of the water. So if I leave that up out of the water, then I won't really get my proper test results that I want to see and share with you guys. Because who knows? I mean, that's a really neat plant. I mean, I guess 10-gallon or 5-gallon low tank, you could use it. But we'll see what it does in time. But if you guys like this kind of stuff, I've got a whole nother aquarium garden that I got going on here. Very natural. A lot of it has turned black water. Going to be doing a video on that. We've been building ponds as well. And not to mention, we got a few aquariums as well. Also in the house too. So if you like this kind of stuff, check out the channel. I've been doing this a long time. This isn't my first fish room either. All right, so you guys have seen the Aquascape tank. You guys have seen a bit of the pond builds. But it's been a while since we've been in the aquarium garden here. Which over winter time, a lot of them and most of them have gone to blackwater because all the oak leaves, you can see all the mini catappa-like leaves that are around everywhere. Leaves, debris, all kinds of stuff have fallen in. Luckily, none of them got destroyed through a couple like hurricane winds and things we have had. We have had some close calls. Matter of fact, the side of the 75 got quite busted up. Thank God it's still holding. But we do got plant growth down there, and that's cool. Look at that. And as far as the fish in here, they may be hard to see, but those black rice fish there, there's not a whole lot of fish out here right now because we set this up right before winter last year. And you can see how that water is just like tea, which is really cool. The rice fish don't seem to mind it. camera really doesn't know what it's looking at though, so it's really hard to film. But there's a bunch of guppy grass in there with those leaves. Then I've also got these rare Mexican live bear rice fishing. Also got these rare Mexican live bears in here, which they actually colonied up quite a bit. Made it all winter. Come on, camera. Find yourself. But there is a lot of them in that 75. Like I mentioned, the rest are empty. They've got a lot of live food in them though. See a bunch of Daphnia there. Pretty much in all the tanks. All loaded, even in this black water. Then also have all this mosquito larvae in some of these tanks that are more like, I don't know, pudding brown. Like, see, this one's more like tea, this one's more like chocolate milk or something, just dirt stirred. Or I don't know why these look different than they do. Could be the sand I put in them mixed with the black water. So I've got live food to last me forever, or quite a bit of time here. Do have this 75-gallon full of Vallisneria that I need to save as well. Get these cleaned out a little bit. Maybe do some water changes on them. The Pontomagitan Gayi did really well too. And surprising enough, Riccia has done well. But these haven't had any water changes. Now they have had top offs. Hey kitty, where'd you come from? What's up, baby? Meow. Well, we gotta take a small break. Take kitty home. Yeah, a little auntie. But we'll come back, give them their first water changes because they have only had rain topping them off this whole time. Which I'm probably gonna keep my smaller tanks as live food cultures right now. And really just clean up these bigger ones, these 4 bigger ones, and then this one. Go ahead and get my hose here. Get in there. There we go. That way I won't suck any fish out or Daphnia. Whoa, whoa, get back, thing. Okay. We'll do the water change like we did the water change on the other tanks. Have it going in this way, have it going out that way. I need to get those black rice fish into some more light. And I think I'll go ahead and move those into probably one of those. And see if we get any babies out of this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see the male there. Oh my God, he is beautiful. Facing a female. But while that one fills, we're gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up. You can see it's just covered in algae. So I'll go ahead and start in one corner. Just work my fingers through, combing it out with my fingers. Go it all over to the back corner. Just keep combing. Try to keep it all together instead of trying to pull it out bit by bit, because it'll attach to itself. The slower I move too, the better it works, because you're not moving the water around so much. I'm gonna use my other hand to pull it and hold it back. Lots of leaves and sticks and debris in this one. Look at all that. The more I keep it together, the more it stays together. Wow. That male is beautiful over there. Wow. Boop. Now I'll go through and get the little bits. Big little bits. And might as well get the net. This will help get a lot of the even smaller stuff. Harder to grab stuff. I'm not going to take anything out of this tank. I'm going to let it be, but I'll do a water change. But this one got cleaned up pretty well. Big reason why I'm cleaning this one is because I want to save these plants in it, because this is a huge mat of Val. Should bounce back pretty good. I'll probably clean this one out though, just so I have more swimming space for fish. I might as well get some of this mosquito larvae here. Feed that to the fish, because you know I don't really need them to be mosquitoes. I would say that one's pretty good. Kitty. Kitty's still hanging out. Big girl. Get this over here. Now the rules, try to get it by the other side if possible. If I move quick enough. Whoo. Did it work? Ooh, there it goes. Had to fiddle with it a little bit. Oh my god, there's a bunch of hair algae down there. That's a whole mat of hair algae. I think the hair algae is just as much a substrate at this point. So this stuff loves to feed off this organic material. That's why aquascapers make sure they get all their leaves out, so they know it feeds that algae. 3 hours later. Alright, let's go ahead and move this out. You see, this tank is super wild. Look at that guppy grass, it's all red. Wow. I'm just going to take out a good chunk of it. It'll grow back. What's out, kitty? Blink. You ready to go home now, finally? No. Oh, yeah, get this algae glove. That cleared up really well. Go ahead and move it over here. Clean this one up. Well, remember I had that mysterious murdered rainbow fish. I think I figured out why. There was still a fairy cichlid in here. Big chunky mama. Jeez. In there, girl. Right. Oh, stick it right in some algae. Of course, the glitter's always gonna give us a hard time, huh? Figure it out, camera. Here you guys go. Enjoy. OMG, look what I just found crawling around. He must have just come up and out. He looks so much like a sea turtle. Look at them little fins. How neat. Little baby. He's just a little baby. Look at the size difference. I'm just gonna let him be though, because, you know, it's nature. Let him do his thing. Cool, look how tiny he is. Kind of hard to see, but there is a few plants down there. Should survive. Looks like some regular valve, tiger valve maybe. A Anubias made it as well, which is cool to see. Just to give you an idea how much it is like tea. That was that kind of water. This kind of water, it's a bit different. I guess it's more like coffee. First one's filling. It's a big boy. 110 gallons. So I did have to add some sand underneath it to level it out a little bit. Just a rainy day in the aquarium garden. It's so hard to film these aquariums out here because of all the reflection there you can kind of see. But it's still black water. A lot of black water setups. The one I cleaned out here, it's looking good. Look at that ballast area. Huge, huge mat of it. So this whole 75 gallon is just full. So just love how the sun hits it. Some of it still has algae, but that's a nice breeding setup. Look at that. The water's fairly clear. It is starting to brown a little. Then the Mexican live bear tank over here. I did get out of the glare. This is nice. You can actually see in that tank. Look how natural that is. Uber natural. And you know, this is literally just nature doing its thing. I had put some guppy grass in, which, you know, is very natural in a lot of waterways. And the leaves and sticks and whatnot, I've fallen in. Fish are naturally eating and breeding, doing their thing. And they're loving it. And I'm loving it. And if you love this kind of stuff, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because I'm gonna be doing more of this and more, because I got bigger plans for this. This is more of a temporary setup. This isn't like a ooh-ah setup, but you know, it is still interesting to learn all of what's going on with these and kind of my environment around here. And it's really awesome the amount of live food I get out of here. Then we got all kinds of other stuff going on out here. And we're just getting started. So especially if you have that multiple tank syndrome, I can teach you how to keep aquariums a lot easier. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one.